What's going on, everyone? So, per Anthony Irwin, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Miami Heat are kind of going into the next steps as far as trading for potential Andrew Wiggins. That essentially would be a Rui for Wiggins swap. Lakers would also have to add in more salary. Looks like it would be Gabe Vincent or Maxi Kleber, most likely. My guess is probably Gabe Vincent, just because Gabe had his best stint with Miami. He's very familiar, very comfortable there. You could slot him in, even started right next to Tyler Hero, kind of give them that defense point of attack. And if he can kind of get back to what he was in his previous stint with Miami, that could make a lot of sense for them. All I know is that the Andrew Wiggins, Walker Kessler trades are going to hit like, man, let me tell you, but in all seriousness, look, Andrew Wiggins would be fantastic. The thing that supposedly, again, take all this stuff with a grain of salt, as always, because everything's speculation and rumor until it actually happens. But the kind of holdup right now appears to be that Miami wants a first-round pick in the deal, which absolutely not, right? Like, look, I understand Andrew Wiggins would be an excellent fit for the Lakers. If you can do the trade, you do the trade, right? I know people love Rui Hachimura. I love Rui Hachimura. But the reality is Rui Hachimura just isn't a good natural fit with this team. He is a 4 that has had to kind of adapt and mold, and to his credit, has done a fantastic job of operating as a 3. But he's not a 3, and he can't defend at the 3 to the level in which the Lakers need, especially when you have Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic. It'd be different if you had, a Dyson Daniels or a Jalen Suggs or something like that at the 2 slotted alongside Luka, because it's like, okay, you have that point of attack, versatile, defensive, one of the best on-ball defensive guards in the league, right? But you don't have that. It's like you lack not only perimeter defense, but you lack the athleticism necessary to do something. Like a lot of the offensive rebounds the Lakers give up, right? Like Lakers give up a ton of offensive rebounds in like stints. They cleaned it up more towards the back end of the season. But you saw in like Minnesota, it's a problem. A lot of those rebounds are long ball rebounds because the Lakers don't have the foot speed, the athleticism to go and chase down those balls. They're losing all these 50-50 balls. Right? I've talked very heavily about if the Lakers just got athleticism, right? Remove the 3-and-D element for a moment. Right? Just add athleticism alone would do wonders for this team because they have none. They don't have any athletes. Right? I mean, you look at the starting unit, LeBron James is your most athletic player, and he's 41 and you're 23. Like, it's not something that is going to bode well against these various teams. So if you can get in Andrew Wiggins, who gives you that defense, gives you the athleticism, gives you the hustle and ability to defend, but also gives you the offense, gives you the actual 3-and-D element, but he's also a guy that can self-create. Right? He's a guy that can put the ball on the deck and be crafty and get to his spots and operate and on any given night be your second or third guy. Rui can do a lot of that too. Don't get me wrong. Rui is a guy that can put the ball on the deck and hit his shots, particularly in the mid-range. But Andrew Wiggins is a guy that's just much more crafty. He's also better as that swing man and playmaker when he is on the move than Rui Hachimura. Rui Hachimura, he's usually either, shoot or kind of swing it, but more times, as soon as he catches that ball, he's throwing it up. He did a better job again this recent stint and towards the back end, but he's a guy that is, when he's making his move and he's decided, hey, I'm going to put the ball on the deck and go score a basket, that's it. He's putting the ball on the deck and scoring a basket, or he's missing, right? Where Andrew Wiggins is a guy that can put the ball on the deck, try to look to score a basket, and then if, a guy is cutting or whatever, can make that read and make the pass. Also, Andrew Wiggins, as like your second option, maybe even your third option, little rocky. I know he had that stint in 2022 with the Golden State Warriors, but that was a stint that he was on a tear, right? And look, give him all the credit in the world, right? But he wasn't able to be that previous, and he hasn't been able to be that since. So he's probably a guy that is best as your third or fourth option. Well, guess what? At best, he's probably your fourth option because you have Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. Now, if the Lakers end up, trading Austin Reeves later on down the road, or, LeBron retires after this year or something like that, then still, Andrew Wiggins still wouldn't be your second or, best player. He'd be your third best player, right? So regardless, I think that Andrew Wiggins would be a better fit and a guy that on any given night can go and be that second best player for you. But more often than that, there's not the pressure on him. It's like, hey, come in, play your role, be that defender, right? Be that Swiss Army knife type guy that can defend legitimately 1 through 3, which is something that the Lakers need desperately. But you're also hugely benefiting the Miami Heat, right? Like, Miami wants to clear off salary. They want to clear off salary so next season, not this season, but next season, they would have the salary space in order to go hopefully land another star. You've heard them talk about wanting to sign Luka. There's been a lot of talks about that. Well, that has value, right? In and of itself, that has inherent value. Also, Rui Hachimura is a good basketball player, and he's been very good for the Lakers. And there's a reason Miami wants him, because he makes sense for Miami, and he'd be very good for Miami, right? So, again, there's it'd be one thing if you were doing, Gabe Vincent, let's say Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, Shake Milton, right? And you're just kind of stacking guys and you're just doing a salary dump. Then yeah, that's one thing. Then sure, you're probably going to have to give up a first round pick in that regard because you're keeping Rui Hachimura and all that stuff. Yeah, you're still helping them with the salary dump, but they're not really getting the players that make sense, right? They're not getting players of true value. A guy like Rui is a player of true value, right? Obviously it's in the eye of the beholder, right? Some teams might value Rui very high. Some teams might value Rui a little lower. Some, the porridge is just right. But at the end of the day, Rui is a guy that has been very good for the Lakers and is one of the few guys that actually showed up in the playoffs last year, right? So, again, I don't think you can just trade Rui. And if you are going to trade Rui, it needs to be for a player that makes sense and is an actual upgrade. I think Andrew Wiggins is a clear upgrade. He's better defensively. He's a better, shot creator. He's better as just the swing man and can make the reads better, right? And then, again, more than anything, the versatile defense. Rui Hachimura has been shooting the lights out, but Andrew Wiggins isn't no bum when it comes to shooting, and the quality of looks that he's going to get are going to be insane, right? Playing alongside Luka and LeBron James, right? So you have a guy in Andrew Wiggins that, yes, again, would be hugely beneficial, would be, I think, a bigger upgrade than most people are going to realize, just because, again, not only is he still going to give you the offense, he's also going to give you the defense that the Lakers desperately need. And that alone is going to be night and day for the Lakers, assuming that they actually get a center, whether it is a Walker Kessler or something else. But still, at the end of the day, you can't make that move, help Miami, right? And unload all the contract, take on those 2 years that he's still going to have left, right? And then on top of that, give up Dalton Connect or a first. No, it's again, it's a mutually beneficial thing. You're getting a guy in Rui Hachimura who can help you, who is a very good player, who you could look to flip if you wanted to gain more assets if you wanted to. But more than anything, we're clearing off, $100+ million. Or sorry, it'd be 60 million, 55, 60 million, because he only has 2 years left. But the point is, you're clearing off a bunch of salary for you because you have future plans. How many teams can do that for you? How many teams would be willing to do that for you? And if you can get a better package than that, then fine, go get a better package than that. There will be other options, there'll be other players, there'll be other things. Right? Lakers need to stay patient. Now, there is the potential of a 3-team trade because the Miami Heat really want Jonathan Kuminga. And there's a lot of talks about Miami kind of potentially pushing hard to go get a Jonathan Kuminga via sign and trade. So maybe you could work something out to where, maybe a Rui or somebody is going to the Warriors, right? And then that's getting rerouted to, Jonathan Kuminga is getting routed to, Miami, and then the Lakers are landing Andrew Wiggins via the trade, and then whatever other moving parts or whatever that are involved, right? Maybe a pick swap or whatever. If you had to give up a pick swap, fine, right? If it was Rui, Rui, Gabe, and a pick swap, fine, so be it, because you still have your first, still have Dalton Connect, and you still have enough tradable salaries to go get a center or another piece, right? And, even if you do go and trade for another wing and then go, Clint Capella and whatever, right? However you want to structure it, that's fine. But point is, the Lakers would still have the assets in order to get other things done, whether it's, this offseason or at the trade deadline or whatever, right? Ideally, you'd at least bare minimum, hopefully get a center, right? But again, Lakers, it has to make sense for both sides, right? And again, if you can pull something like that off, then yes, you do it all day. Because also you got to keep in mind, it would also free up a roster spot for the Lakers, which could be huge for the Lakers because this free agency class isn't great. Like there's not a bunch of like high, like, oh, this guy, that, but there are several guys that could make some real sense for the Lakers just based on their needs, right? Like if you like now you clear up, let's say Gabe Vincent, right? Because Rui and Wiggins would swap each other, right? So now you clear up a roster spot and Gabe Vincent, right? You can always waive Shake Milton if you need to. You can and then you have Jackson Hayes who's off the board. You have Markieff Morris, Alex Lynn. So you have 5, maybe even 6 roster spots cleared, right? To go get guys like can you get a Gary Harris, a Clint Capella, right? Go in and even back up like Christian Coloco or Keep Hayes, right? Can you get a DeAnthony Melton, right? Can you get a Malcolm Brogdon or, a Bruce Brown, guys like that? Would LeBron, if you were to get that Andrew Wiggins in that center, could you now go to LeBron and be like, hey, dude, it'd be great now that we got that wing in that center, it'd be fantastic if we could round out our bench depth. Let's go get a high-end guy for the bench too, and you help us out, stay under the first apron, and we can go use the full mid-level exception. LeBron could easily do that. But we'll see. Time will tell. Look, if you can get Andrew Wiggins, go get Andrew Wiggins. Right? He's basically, there have been consensus reports from even like Jovan Buha and guys like that, hey, he is probably the most likely to happen. So go make it happen if you can make it happen. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, pass question you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos. I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.